Hello. Today's moment of Zen, things that I love and appreciate about Italy after we moved here from Canada is I hope the camera showed it because I didn't really see what was it pointing at, but I love walking bare feet, no shoes, no socks around our property. We have a fenced property. I'm trying to think, is it about half an acre? I don't know. I measured once, but it is relatively, for our Canadian standards, relatively big. And I feel completely safe walking bare feet here. There's absolutely no grass, but there are some rocks here for sure. And this connection to earth is good for many reasons, and if you're patient enough, stay to the end of the video because I will share with you some of the things that I have discovered. Number one is it's just fun. It feels good to walk bare feet, but other than feeling good, I think there are some number one, health, and number two, spiritual reasons for that. So depending on your preference, you can relate to either one or the other. I'm going to start with the health reasons. I listened recently to an interview with a doctor of some kind. My apologies, don't remember his name, but he said that they measured what happens to the blood cells before and after you walk bare feet on the ground. The blood cells are clumped together normally. You know, they're very close to each other. Sometimes they stick to each other in your bloodstream, our bloodstream. But when you walk bare feet, they burst. So there's some sort of a grounding effect that discharges this energy that attracts the cells together, blood cells together. And I was fascinated by that because when the blood cells are separated, there's more surface area. That part is very easy for me to understand. And if there's more surface area exposed, the blood cells, red blood cells, can carry more oxygen. So here's the science part. The spiritual part of me says, you ground to the earth. Grounding, meaning not only discharging or releasing the energy, but also connecting to the earth, is something I I find very important to me. So I do this every day. I walk around bare feet. A Canadian component here for those who might be watching or listening to this from Canada. My dear friend Jed, or as I call him, Jedi, organized a trip to Lake Temagami or the vicinity. It was a very long ride, 8-10 hours north of Toronto. And we stayed on the ground in the private lake of, I think correct term is the reserve, Native American. I was going to say Indian. My apologies. Just an old habit. First Nations that had private, exclusive access to this lake, as it was land of his ancestors. And Alex allowed us to stay on his land, and we paid for it. We brought him some fresh vegetables and some supplies that he asked for. So it was a good trade for both parts, for sure. And we stay on his land and for about 4 or 5 days. And Alex was very accessible. He came to our camp a few times, and we visited his humble abode. And he also took us on a private tour. So we took the canoe across the lake, then we hiked to another lake where he had his own canoe stashed, and he took us across that private little lake to what the Native Americans or First Nations consider a sacred ground. Alex was a shaman of his tribe, and he shared with us few details of his peoples coming in on search on spiritual quests. But what I specifically remember is that he said you, meaning not his people and also not him, you separate yourself from earth. You walk in shoes, socks, on concrete sidewalks, and then you live above the ground many floors. So that separation from earth is something I remember. We must have gone there 15, 20 years ago. Chris was very little, maybe 7. So yeah, at least 15, 18 years ago. And I remember it very clearly is that separation from the earth. You know, by being bare feet on the grass, you are, we are, I am exactly where we started. Yeah, I don't deny civilization. I love the progress. You know, we have this beautiful house. I don't need to live in a shack, and I don't need to walk everywhere or have a great car parked nearby. But I love the concept of walking bare feet on earth, and um, and just feeling that connection to earth that I think we lose a lot, and then we start chasing other goals and the dreams. I'm very motivated. I'm very driven. I can do a lot of things, and I do a lot of things. But sitting on a rock, where I am right now, and thank you, Giuseppe, for setting this up. Sitting on a rock bare feet, is my moment of Zen that I cherish, and it is a change from Canada. You know, the purpose of those videos is to amplify the differences and appreciate the change. And I hope you enjoy this video, maybe this moment of reflection. And if you do, hit the subscribe button or the like button. It will make my day. And thank you for everyone that subscribed to the channel. Over 25,000 people. It's like, you kidding me? It's absolutely crazy. I love that. Love you all. Thank you. Bye.